got my laces tied. My trusty podcast by my side. If you wanna talk fun, it's the place to be. Yeah, it's the drop, D-R-O-P.
Hi, this is Thomas with Believe in the Run.
This is Robbe with Believe in the Run.
This is Megan with Believe in the Run.
And this is Carl with Believe in the Run.
And you're listening to The Drop.
The
The fascinating story behind every running event ever. Ooh. And this week we dive...
I don't even know if we've covered any running event.
This week we
6 months.
dive into the mystery behind Kevin Hart and his running during the Nike times.
Is that a thing that's happening?
No.
Oh, that did happen?
Yeah. Remember he was there when
this is like
Kipchoge was trying to do the...
Yeah, this is like 30 for 30. We're going to go
What's
back.
on your shirt?
What do you mean what's on my shirt?
You got like a red fuzzy thing.
Oh, yeah.
Where's the red fuzz?
Dude, like right below your... If I didn't say something, you would have been like, why didn't anyone say something?
Why did you tell me about that?
This...
Santa Claus.
This
Santa
appears-
Claus is... All right.
Yeah. I know where you're going with it. I know where you're going.
His eyebrow.
Yeah. Skadoosh.
All right.
I don't know where that came from. I don't even have anything orange and fuzzy.
Well, that will remain
Now
a
you
mystery.
do. Now you do. Keep it as a souvenir.
It might have fallen out of my belly button.
Nice. It's a treasure chest right there. All right, so we're back with the drop, and so were you trying to do a historical running segment on the drop now?
I think we should. I think we should.
man.
We should go back in
This
time.
should be strictly educational.
Yeah, and like we should really buckle down.
I did see. I think my wife had thrown out some random issue of Runner's World that I had from 2017, and it was Kevin Hart.
Oh, really?
I think he was on the cover or something like that, and I forgot all about that whole. I don't even know what was happening.
He ruined it because he was in with Nike, and then he got a sponsorship from Fabletics.
Oh, really?
Which you know they're taking off. I mean,
Fabletics?
oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're huge now.
Yeah.
I don't even know what they are, but I know that.
Wait, when they started, they were high heels, right?
No, I think you're thinking of the one with the shoes.
Yeah, what's that? I thought that was Fabletics.
No, Fabletics is it was the same concept as the shoe thing, except for it's with like apparel.
Okay, I'll figure it
I
out.
don't
was the
even,
one-
that
I
whole
remember.
sense was
Just
confusing.
Fab.
Just Fab. So,
That was a client at Social Toaster.
and we had a coworker that like signed up for the thing, so she's getting like 3 pairs of shoes a month, but it's not like running shoes; it was like fashion shoes.
Right.
And you're like, you really need 3 a month? Like,
Yeah,
you
kind of
can't
like
keep it.
carbon plated race shoes.
Yeah, dude, I'm swimming in those right now.
Yeah. We got the Hoka Rocket X3, and I was just kind of sad about it.
Because you're like, oh, another shoe I gotta run in.
Yeah, I mean, because I don't want to be running fast all the time. And like, I still had to put miles in the Metaspeed.
I have to say, I wore the Metaspeed Sky for Saturday's run.
Yeah,
I might be with you.
it's
Might
better.
be with
It's
you.
better, right? And
Here's
for us.
here's a weirder thing. I do think maybe there is something to the stride thing, but it's not as stable as the Edge.
That's probably true.
You're riding up on the plates closer to the foot, so
Yeah.
you have that thicker foam underneath. So I think that gives it a little wobbly. So
That's probably true.
when
yeah.
I wasn't going, like when I slowed down, then it felt a lot less stable.
Yeah, that makes
But
sense.
when you're going, it's fine.
Yeah.
But I definitely think it's between the two, if I had to pick one,
Yeah.
going with that.
I haven't put the Sky on yet, but I've done enough miles on the Edge to do that review.
Dude, you've got like 40 miles on the Edge.
No, like 25.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Father's Day weekend. You got in a nice run with your
I did.
son.
We ended up going out to Patapsco.
This is yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday. And I did the thing with the Coros watch where you can download the map
Right.
because I always get lost over there.
Oh, yeah, me too.
I somehow got lost even with that thing and did an extra mile by accident.
Could have been worse.
It could have been. But the other thing is, Theo's so strong now.
Yeah.
Like he's almost like one of those deers that can bound up the hills. Like he did one little area.
That's annoying.
It's real. And like I'm like I felt like a robot, like trying to like move my leg faster.
Yeah. Like you didn't bring the WD-40 that day?
And then the last part of Gun Road, where it goes downhill to the road?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Down to the main. we decided to pick it up, and of course he dropped it down to like a 5-minute pace in the thing. And I'm like, I'll see you when I get there.
If I ever get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was fun. But and then it was also my youngest's birthday, so we did a little grilling.
Nice.
Had the steaks. Had Meg made an Oreo ice cream cake.
I feel like, do you have a pair of Nike Air Monarchs?
No,
I feel like you should, just
990
for the
grill.
grilling.
Just with dad grilling.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was out there in Hoka slides.
That's a good second. That's a good
Interesting
second
vibe.
choice.
that works.
they weren't Hoka slides actually. They were the New Balance
sorry, New
London
Balance
Marathon
slides.
slides. But equal. You were thinking that because you were
I
wearing
had
the
the
Hoka
Hoka
slides.
slides. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, we took the boys down to Georgetown on Saturday, and got him all hooked up with clothing and stuff like that for his birthday and
Oh, wow.
all that kind of stuff that he wanted.
That's crazy, dude. My birthday's August 7th. so
Is it? You want to take a trip down
you
to
can put the
DC?
in your calendar.
All
All
right.
right. Spoil me.
Take you shopping.
Yeah.
He did get a pair of like Adidas basketball shoes that they look like C-3PO's feet.
Like they're gold?
Yeah.
I mean, wait. No, that's
They're
not-
silver.
Yeah. See,
Silvery gold.
Okay.
They look like moon shoes.
It's the same color as C-3PO, whatever
okay.
color he is.
All right.
Yeah.
Are they cool? Or is that cool right now, or is that just
My two sons think that
okay?
they are.
All right.
You can hear him coming down the stairs like you would think there was a monster coming down the stairs with like the thud of each foot from just like.
Did you
what?
weigh them?
Yeah, I was going to say, what
haven't
are those
weighed
We
weight?
should weigh them.
But he wears, I think he's 10 or 10 and a half now. So he's getting to my size. So I'm like, the kingdom is yours.
Yeah.
You know, whatever you
Seriously.
want.
Wow.
But he
He needs to start run. Is he running at all?
I gave him a pair of running shoes, but
Yeah, maybe.
yeah,
You never know.
he's really into basketball right now.
I know. I always see him up there hooping in the parking lot
Shirtless?
beside my house. Yeah, doing whatever he's doing. I don't know.
He has to shave his mustache now.
Oh, man. The crustache.
Yeah.
Nice.
He's got the crustini.
Gross.
Well, if he needs any tips or tricks,
Yeah.
I can let him know. That's cool though. That sounds like a pretty good day overall.
Yeah.
I was-
How about your Father's Day?
I mean, the whole weekend was like very busy. So my wife had a pickleball tournament on Saturday, so I couldn't get. It was like I didn't know what time it started in the morning, so I couldn't get my long run in.
Oh, I thought the event was the reason you couldn't go on the trail run.
No, that was Saturday. Long run. Yes,
Oh, okay.
bastards. But no, even yesterday morning though was also we had stuff going on. So you know how you like keep pushing back your run, or maybe that's just me. I keep pushing it back, and then it was like Sunday afternoon. And I'm like, so I was just gonna do a normal 5 or 6, and then I went out the door and I was feeling good, and then I just started feeling horrible like halfway through.
What do
And
you
it was
think
a
it
pretty
was?
easy run. I don't know. My youngest got sick yesterday afternoon with a fever, and I didn't have that. Like I didn't feel like that, but I just felt like it was a 3-mile run. And halfway through, I was just like
Done.
stopped to walk. I was like, I feel horrible.
I mean, sometimes the first 3 miles are the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no, but I felt good in the beginning. That was the weird thing.
Oh.
And
And
like
then
a mile
it,
half in, you felt like,
yeah,
Was it hot?
it was humid. It
Yeah.
wasn't hot yesterday, but it was, it was pretty actually nice running weather yesterday.
The trail weather was perfect. Like, I'm like, next week it's not, because we have our event.
It's gonna be like 90 something
If
this
you
weekend.
listen is on Friday.
really?
Yeah.
If you listen on Friday, we're doing a trail run on Saturday with Mountain Coast. And I was like thinking how nice it was running back there. It was cool. There was a little bit of rain, so you're getting drizzled on.
Yeah, that's
and
nice. That's
you know,
perfect.
Yeah, the greens were really dark green and the trail was dark, brown. It was just pretty.
That's nice.
And then I'm like, I know next week it's just going to be nuclear because we're having an event.
Summer's here. It's over.
It says it's going to be 101 on Tuesday.
okay.
What about Saturday? 'Cause that's the event.
96.
Yeah, and I will tell you, these trails, I don't want to scare anybody from coming. You definitely should come, but just know that there's going to be some power hiking.
Yeah, it's gonna be. You're gonna get real swampy in all the.
I mean,
regions.
it's more of a party, right?
It is more of a party.
With a jog in there.
And there is a 3-mile option and a
Yeah.
6-mile
It'll
option.
be fine.
I just know, like, I was like really appreciating that it was because I believe that the temperature said feels like 58 when I was there,
It's it's hard to beat that.
and you were sweaty and you were wet because you couldn't tell which was sweat, which was
Right.
like rain drizzle.
Yeah.
And of course, I was wearing a Satisfy Moth Tech shirt.
Nice.
So, you know.
You looked cool. You felt cool.
You know.
Cool guy.
I don't know.
Mr. Cool.
I did look at myself before I went out in the mirror. I said, what a tool. Like I was wearing a Satisfy hat, the Satisfy Moth Tech shirt. I had
You had the tortoise
the
shell.
Mylar tortoise shell shorts.
Shorts, nice.
Those look outrageous.
And then, of
They're my
course,
favorite right now.
I
one of
wore
my-
the Satisfy trail shoe, and I was like,
Oh, right.
I don't look like I need to look more wispy.
Yeah. I mean, you're right.
I'm not wispy enough.
A little bit.
what
You
is
need-
wispy?
You need a willowy.
Yeah.
Even. Yeah.
You mean like
You need to look like
emaciated?
you look,
Yeah,
you need to look like
you're starved.
a woodland elf.
Yeah.
Like you've been out in the woods for 4 days?
Like people need to look at you and be like, I'm not sure what gender that person is.
Yeah.
Or when's the last time they
Like a
showered?
supermodel, basically.
Yeah.
We're
No,
just
you don't need
describing-
to shower. You just look.
That's what I'm saying. You
Clean.
question when that
Yeah.
person showered last.
I think Max Jolov is the only one who doesn't look like that on the team that kind of fits in.
Yeah, well, Max.
Yeah. But what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. One of my kids asked me a question. They're like, why do you wear that shirt with the holes in it? I was like, yeah, I don't have anything for you.
You couldn't say it's breathable?
I could, but it's just like, I feel like I'm lying.
Yeah.
So last
can't lie
time,
to my
Robbie,
kids.
you didn't come with me when I made our own Moth Tech by shooting the shirts with a shotgun.
Right.
I think I'm going to take some of the dirt division shirts that are coming off the rack and certainly some of the faster bastard ones that
Yeah.
are coming out. You want to go shoot them with me?
Yeah.
All right.
I wonder if there's like another take on that you could call it cloth tech.
How about shotgun tech?
Yeah, I was going to say shot tech.
Shot tech's good.
Yeah, shot tech.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
boom tech.
Boom boom tech. That could be for like the bigger
Bullet
max
tech?
version of
Yeah.
the whole.
boom tech. Yeah.
That doesn't really have the same hardcore ring to it, believe it or not.
It doesn't?
No.
I think it's hard.
How about silly holes?
Yeah. I don't think.
Feels
I think
like we're
that's a
going
whole
the
different
wrong
thing.
Like,
Yeah.
Never know what you'll get.
Yeah.
Robbie, real quick though, I want to go back to your run.
Oh, yeah. My Father's Day run.
Yeah.
I know why you want to go back.
All
here.
right. Yeah, I saw Carl out in the wild. So I was running back on that. This is like the street that I was running on. It's Baltimore Street, but it's near the bread factory down by the ETC. This is like where weird things spawn.
Yeah.
'Cause
This is where
that's-
you found money.
That's where I found the money, where I found that person's license that like
Baltimore
then I
Street's the
returned.
top of the park.
Meg,
It is, but it comes
more-
down
it
to the
goes to-
ETC.
Okay.
where they're throwing the axe places.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's that
Is that-
area.
Is that still big?
The
Axon?
axis.
Yeah.
I think
I
that's.
think we peaked on
Yeah.
that.
Like, when's the last time someone said, "Hey, let's go"?
Right,
axe
that's a
now
little
it's
party
pickleball.
thing.
You knew that was only gonna
Yeah, they had a
last for
6-month
moment.
lifespan.
Yeah, so I was running back there because I always go there in case I can find something because it just seems like a place where weird things happen. And sure enough, I'm running and there's a guy like on the shoulder behind a car, but there's no other cars behind that car. So it's wide open and he's standing there facing towards me and he's like passed out standing up. He's like, or at least asleep. And I look at him and I see his hand around
No.
His penis.
his penis that's just hanging out.
Was this on Father's Day?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he was someone's father, maybe. He was,
Or he is a father.
Yeah.
he's a father to the whatever he was thinking of. And I was like, my first reaction was like, he was jaying off, because I feel like I've seen that more in Baltimore than actually like people taking a piss or whatever. And so
You and Megan catch people spanking. I have yet.
My one time.
well, Kimmy's my wife's seen it before. There's a guy with the hood dildo. There's like that
Oh
thing.
yeah. Oh, that guy was terrorizing the neighborhood.
Yeah,
Right?
he was on the prowl. Then there's just like obviously random stuff in the parking lot for years on end. But and so I was just like yelled at him. I was like, "Stop being an effing weirdo. Put your diggy back in your pants." Like, And then he
How
kinda,
far
like,
away
woke
were you
up,
from him?
Like 5 feet away.
Carl,
And you
did that
just screamed at
startle
him?
you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Did
said,
that
I
startle
really
you?
appreciate
Yeah.
the tone that he used with me. A little more neighborhood, just a little-
Come on, I'm working here.
Yeah, come on.
And I mean, he might have been taking a piss, but nevertheless, he was
Still,
You don't
yeah.
know. You don't know.
he was passed out in the middle, like standing up, which is crazy to be standing up with your junk hanging out. And I was like, I'm gonna call you out on it because there's just a kids or whoever could be walking past you with your penis hanging out.
What's interesting about this story is we're taking it from your narrative.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder what this guy's story is, like his day, like
gotta
what
hear
he
both
had,
sides.
what he had planned, why he was out there, and like, did he feel like you interrupted?
Oh, he did because he started yelling back at me.
Oh.
I don't know what he's saying because it was in Spanish, but it was like
Is it an international event?
it's a multicultural event. Yeah.
like that.
And so I just kept going on my way. But it's always like hilarious to me when you call somebody out for something where they're clearly in the wrong, but then they get mad at you.
Dude, like,
Well,
It's like when someone drives through a red light is like parked in
I was
your-
gonna say
in a
the
bike
opposite.
lane.
Like when you don't, like when you're not paying attention, the light changes and someone honks at you.
Yeah.
You get all pissed off, like, well, I'm going.
Yeah, because you're the wrong.
Yeah, you're the
Yeah.
bad person.
There's a
yeah.
little bit of leeway in that. I think if you want to honk literally when the light turns green,
How long do you wait before you honk?
that's a good question.
A 3 count.
I might do 2.
Okay.
I do 3 to 5 depending
Yeah.
on.
That's
Because I'm
generous.
like, all right, you're gonna see. What I'm hoping is they'll see the other car or traffic peripherally go past them, and then when they
That's
see
usually-
that,
yeah.
and if the car goes past them and they haven't gone, that's when I'm like,
Lane.
"Bleep."
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I have a trigger finger on that one. My kids are always, it's bad when your kids are always like, honk the horn. I don't know. I think it's a tool. I think it's a useful tool. I don't know.
It's great
It's
because
an overused tool in New York City. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
But for your children, when they tell stories of you when you're older, they're gonna be like, "Yeah, Dad used to flip out and honk that horn."
It's not like I get
Real road age.
super mad about it, but I'm just. It's just if someone you can tell when someone's on their phone and they're not paying attention.
Yeah.
That's more of it.
When
crazy.
when the boys were growing up, I was pretty good about not cursing in front of them. There's one area where I just couldn't like control myself, and it's driving. Like if someone
That's same actually.
just pops out.
That happened a couple weeks ago because somebody did the whole thing where you feel like you need to get off the exit and you don't know where your Google Maps is telling you, so they went over 3 lanes like in front of me.
Was it a blue Volkswagen?
Yeah, actually. Well, yeah, yeah, it might have been.
He literally did that on our drive back from DC on Saturday.
my gosh,
I like
dude.
happened to be looking up and I was like, are you taking a different route or aren't we supposed to get off of this exit? And he's like, oh yeah. And literally 4 lanes.
No
just
way,
straight
dude.
over to the exit.
Jersey slide.
And
all
you
the
might
way
need to
over.
quit. You might need to quit.
It was cool because in my rearview mirror, I saw this like 18-wheeler buckle and fold over and stuff.
No.
It was a fiery crash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, and then
Wonder
today,
what happened back there.
and then today, my kid had his graduation, which, by the way, enough of the grade graduation.
That I asked Meg because when you said he had a graduation, I'm like, which grade is it?
Exactly.
I'm like, are they doing it for?
They do it
every-
for every grade, and I'm tired of it. I told him beforehand.
Is
it
this so the
cheapens the ex-
teachers can get the tips?
like gift cards and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, they have a basket out there. No, it's just it's they give like awards and attendance crap. But I was like telling him beforehand, I was like, this shouldn't be a thing. It cheapens the experience of a graduation because when a real graduation happens, it doesn't mean anything
No,
because there's
because
so
every
many
year.
prior graduations. I think it needs to be done.
I'm with you on that, and no
There's
more
nothing special about
trophies
that.
for like soccer.
What
Yeah,
grade
I'm
did
on
he
it, yeah.
just graduate from?
3rd grade.
But I do think they should
Okay.
hand out medals to everybody who finishes a marathon. I do think you should.
No more participation trophies, but definitely race medals.
Yeah, I mean, they put a lot of work in. 5K medal, I need that.
Yeah.
A
But
t-shirt and a medal.
Yeah.
But I was walking to there, and it was on Linwood, like a block away, and there was a police car and a U-Haul. I need you to theorize what happened here.
Okay.
So there's a U-Haul, like a small U-Haul,
Okay.
with
Drug trafficking.
somebody in the back of it laying down.
Human trafficking.
That was out. And I couldn't tell. There was 2 women who lived on the block there who were talking to the police. I couldn't tell if they were moving. Anyways, I went to the graduation, came out, the whole block's taped off. 10 cop cars, so the person died.
Oh, wow.
So it was definitely like, I don't know if it's
The person that was laying in the
yeah,
U-Haul?
so they were dead.
A U-hearse.
Yeah. Which actually, I was thinking about it. You know how people say you never see a U-Haul following a hearse? Like you can't take it with you. I was like, dude, the hearse was the U-Haul.
Yeah.
That's kind of like crazy to think about. So anyways, I was like trying to figure out, what happened, because I'm like, was somebody moving into their house and the person went in and just passed out and died?
Or someone went to sleep in your U-Haul.
That's what I'm
thinking,
thinking.
too.
And they came out and they're like, geez.
I'm thinking that it was
gotta-
maybe they had parked it somewhere else and somebody got in and died in it, and then they were driving down the street and they were like,
Oh, man.
What's rattling around back there?
Yeah.
Or was it the same guy from your run?
It wasn't the same guy. Yeah.
You recognize him?
But I was like, man, what a wild way.
So you know how you've seen Groundhog Day?
Yeah. Oh, do you?
Well, what I'm thinking is your guy, maybe if you kept reliving the same day, you would end up helping that guy, and maybe he would get like a
that's
degree or something and save someone's life.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'd be into that.
Because remember, he kept saving that one guy. He like took him to go get food to eat
Yeah.
and stuff, and then he passed away the
Whoa.
next day. Yeah.
What if that is Wait, it's too late now.
No, you don't know. You can
Oh,
get
that could
started
happen.
again tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, but just when you go to sleep tonight, remember, put something on your clock.
Yeah. Maybe
I missed
need
this whole part. You're saying Robbie should help this guy.
The guy
Every
that he
time,
yelled at,
every
Not that kind of help.
Maybe he's going to be very important to the universe, and Robbie could go back every day and get him fixed up.
I mean, no human is limited.
Yeah.
So I could figure it out.
All right, first check-in. We are approaching Grit Challenge rapidly. We're practically halfway through June already, and July is going to be hot, sticky, and full of miles. So start ramping up your mileage. Do it smart. Add 10% on each week to get it to where you want to be. So you know how to do math. If you ran 30 miles this past week, add 10% up to start ramping up your mileage. Do it smart, do it steady, and you won't get injured.
All right, this episode is sponsored by LMNT.
As per usual.
Yes, we love this stuff, and we are extremely excited about although it's limited edition, less excited about that, but that it's here for the summer is the lemonade salt.
It's our favorite flavor.
I'm going to start a petition to make it a full-time flavor.
I feel like we need to.
Yeah.
It's that good.
I'm assuming they'll do it every summer, bring it back for each summer. If they don't, then I'll start rioting. That'll be my protest.
I'm going to throw in a request. What about banana cream?
No. Okay.
Wait. All right. Meg will love that one.
But there is another change coming to LMNT Sample Pack. So it used to be you would get 1 of 8 flavors in the sample pack. Now you get 2 of the top 4 flavors in a sample pack. So
Oh, really?
if you want to try it out and check out their most popular drink flavors, you can get that with any purchase at drinkelement.com/thedrop.
Is the spicy one, the cayenne pepper one or whatever, is that a regular one?
Yeah.
So, like, you're telling me lemonade isn't, but cayenne
It's
lime or whatever.
It's like the tahini almost. It's a chili lime.
Yeah, chili lime. That thing burns.
Which, by the way, I need to try that on a margarita.
Yeah.
That's been my goal all summer, and summer didn't even start yet.
Do the rim of the glass?
Yeah,
All right.
I think that'll be good.
I think you're right.
I'll try it this week. I'll let you know next week. Stay tuned.
If Carl was by his mic, he would say, hey, yeah, that sounds good.
Sounds good.
But that is sad. No, it's the fact that you can just walk around every day and run into these situations. It's like,
Yeah, I think
Makes me
if you
want-
live out in the country, though, it happens less.
I don't know,
Being
man.
in the city, we kind of see some stuff.
Yeah, I used to. It is interesting because does it have less or are people just spread out more? Do you know what I mean?
It's hard to
capita.
hide stuff in a city.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. Baltimore's a crazy place, though. But I will say, I feel like some of the other stuff has taken a little bit of a die. Like it's
Knock on wood.
Some of the crime has definitely gone down
Yeah.
in the city, which just feels good.
Why do you think that is? I think it's because of turnstile.
Yeah. I don't know if they're single-handedly saving the city.
I believe that they are.
The state's attorney's office has been fantastic. That's good. So,
Okay.
and no, I think that's part of the comeback of Baltimore is
The
things
state's
like-
attorney?
No, like turnstile. Well, yeah, that
Oh.
too. But I mean, no, I mean like, well, also yes, but there's a lot of good
Positive
things. There's a lot of
vibes.
good things going for Baltimore. I feel like
I think
it feels like it's turning corner. Don't you feel like that?
I have thought the city was on the edge of becoming, like when Austin started becoming popular,
Yeah.
all of a sudden you just saw like it was like a landslide. It was like a couple of people move there. They talk about how great it is. The music scene gets better because there's more people to go to the venues, and it kind of builds up. My thought is Carl moved to Baltimore, what, a year and a half ago?
A little over a year and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's when it really started tipping. Like,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Carl was going out to concerts. He's running with run crews, taking photos, making videos. The one he did in the park, I've already gotten reached out from the governor, and he's like, "This was amazing. Can we get more videos
Wow.
like this?" So
Yeah.
I really think maybe it's the Carl effect.
It
Could
could
be.
That could be it too.
Yeah. I like it.
Megan doesn't agree.
No, I'm nodding.
Oh, okay.
I'm just not vocalizing it.
It's a podcast, mate.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But anyways, I do think there's good vibes floating around.
We just needed to continue. Going into COVID, I felt like Baltimore was on the upswing. Cities got kind of.
I'd say pre-Freddie Gray, it was on the upswing.
Yeah.
And that kicked it back down a couple notches. And then
Yeah.
COVID really took it back down.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, you're right. Yeah. I think that was both those 1-2 punches were not good for Baltimore.
Wasn't.
So the
People
last
left the
decade.
city. Here's the great thing about being in a city that you forget when you're in lockdown. It's just the amount of stuff to do, like the Patterson
Yeah.
Parks, the museums, the aquarium, all that stuff.
The reason you live in a city.
Yeah, they took that away from us
Yeah.
during COVID, and people left.
Yeah.
People moved out, Meg.
Yeah, but I think they're back or moving back. It feels like that's happening.
Especially young people, I think.
Yeah.
We were looking at, so we went to DC this weekend, mostly the Georgetown area. So when we were leaving, we went through like Chevy Chase and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Just wearing your MAGA hat everywhere.
Yeah. We like every once in a while doing that is looking at the real estate prices to see, oh, this is a nice little neighborhood, but what does something in this neighborhood cost? And I'm blown away that Baltimore is, on a no traffic day, we made it down there in what, 40 minutes? 50?
This on Saturday?
Yeah.
An hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, something like an hour and 20 minutes.
With traffic. That's traffic, right?
Yeah.
But to Georgetown, which is like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little further than downtown
Right.
DC. And the houses, like minimum, are $1 million.
Yeah.
Baltimore is this great little city. We've got cute little neighborhoods.
Yeah.
You can get in. I don't even know what the average house is in Canton, but I'd say
You could easily get a 2-bed, 2-bath that's flipped for $350.
you think so.
Yeah.
Oh, even under that, probably.
Oh
Yeah.
wow,
I mean,
for real?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, my house was.
The flipped houses are so cute too because they go in, they make these nice little kitchens, and
Live, laugh, love.
yeah.
I mean,
The issue is then you have to pay city taxes.
It is, but I mean, I bought my house from my landlord. This is 7 or 8 years ago, but it was $250. So you can't really beat that in a city.
Your house was $250.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
it is. Yeah, so that's why I can't move because I have the 2.9% interest rate on a $250 house. That's like
Yeah, you're living.
Solid.
I have like no bills.
Yeah, you can get a second house. Yeah, and I don't understand how the word hasn't gotten out. Like, if you're a kid who's in New York or DC and you're getting out of school and you want a place, and
I still think Baltimore just has a really bad reputation. Like, I think it's still The Wire is what people think of when they hear Baltimore.
It is, but I think it's starting to. That's far enough in the past that I think that's starting to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially, do you think? feel
Yeah,
like that?
I actually saw a thread on Reddit like the other day on the Baltimore subreddit, and they were talking about this, and they were like,
Oh, yeah, I
the
think I read
reputation is like a two-way street because it keeps people out who would probably like ruin the city. But the flip side to that is that we don't get the resources that we need for the very real problems that we have here.
Yeah.
Because people are scared of dumping money into
True.
a failing city, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
So
well, I know our friends in real estate development, and they all want to be building things around the DC area, Frederick area and stuff, because they know that those prices are elevated. So when they build an apartment complex, they can charge, instead of charging in Baltimore $2K a month, down there they can charge $5K a month.
Right.
yeah.
And if you're looking at the difference between an apartment where you're paying $5K or paying a mortgage for a $2 million house, $5K doesn't seem that bad.
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah. I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
Guess so. Yeah.
But I'm
This
excited.
is I think that you get in now.
Get in on the ground floor.
I think we've been saying that on this podcast for years.
I know. This is an investment podcast, real estate investment and politics.
I mean, I think the potential is there. It's just if it can actually happen. But that's the thing. The whole thing was always the crime, but the murder rates, like, it's still not good. People are dying, but it's like less than half of what it was 2 years ago.
Even when when we travel a lot, we go to Boston,
Yeah.
we go to Chicago, and Baltimore, it's per capita, it sounds really bad, the murder rate.
Right.
But when we go to these other cities, like, there's like horrific stuff going on that just gets glazed over because,
Yeah.
Yeah.
downtown looks nice.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I also think since The Wire, like, there hasn't been like a prominent TV show that showed Baltimore in like a better light.
What about that movie that you like, Megan? The
Wait,
one
I
where
was
they-
just watching one the other day.
where
that was-
the Ben Affleck and everybody was in. Remember, it was about dating or he's not that into you or something.
They filmed. Is that taking place
Oh,
in
yeah.
Baltimore, or they just film it in like?
No, it's in Baltimore. It's like in bars that you would recognize.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, he's just not that into you. That's it.
Yeah, they're like in Fells Point walking around. That
Yeah.
kind of stuff. And then what was
More
the
of that.
Johnny one with the football?
Oh, the one that was filmed in the Raven Stadium?
Yeah.
The Replacements.
Yeah.
That was a
that's
good
a
one.
golden.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a classic.
Yeah, we'll see. But Meg, where are you off to next for your
Tomorrow.
world tour?
Well, by the time
Sorry,
this is
not
out,
a tour, whatever it is.
event series.
series.
Thank you, Carl.
It's a tour.
Come on, people. It's a tour.
I will have gone
Wait, are
to
rock concerts event tours?
Event series.
Event series? Yeah.
No, they're tours.
No, that's an event
Tomato,
series.
tomato.
Nomenclature.
Anyway, I will have gone and come back by the time this podcast comes out to the Grand Rapids. And then our next stop isn't until the end of July, and we're going to Monterey. But in between there next week, we're all doing, well, minus Robbie, we're doing a bunch of travel. I'm going to Paris for the Breaking
great.
Four
That's
event.
That's next
That's
week.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
next week.
That's
Yeah.
exciting.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
I leave Monday night.
That's so cool.
Jeez.
It's probably the most excited I've ever been for a trip.
oh,
like
yeah.
Paris, Nike, Breaking Four. It all sounds really cool. Not to mention on my agenda was a fireside chat with Kipchoge. Just gonna throw that out there.
Oh, man. You need to get your cardigan going on.
Right?
That'll be good.
So I don't know what any of it means, but I'm really excited for that trip.
Get a
And
tobacco
If
pipe.
Kipchoge wanted to kiss you on the mouth,
Theoretically.
Do you guys have the celebrity list?
Is that the
or
free
whatever?
pass? Is that it? I don't know. You might be able to run a OTQ if that happens.
is that how it works?
I think
yeah,
it
you might
is.
get some
Okay.
of that Morton in your mouth.
Yeah.
the stuff that comes
Drippings
out through the
from drippings
nose.
from Berlin.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, yeah. There's some power in that stuff.
Snotsicle power. Oh, man. Yeah.
So, what was your answer?
Anyways.
Yeah, so that'll be fun. The event is supposed to happen on Thursday, June 26th. That'll be her attempt in that evening. If for some reason there's like crazy weather or something, I think they'll postpone it until Friday or Saturday. But
And
as
it's
of-
open to the public.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
So yeah, you can watch it
Oui.
on TV. If you're in Paris, you can watch it.
Television?
Yeah.
I think it's on Prime it's on Nike's YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna
Yeah, there's
be-
plenty of places you can live stream it.
They're doing a whole documentary about it too. Like
Yeah.
before they're releasing
Mm-hmm.
a documentary on like the training and everything leading up to it, and then after they're gonna do a recap thing, like on Amazon Prime.
I like it.
That's cool. I'm
Yeah.
excited.
What's your bet right now?
As far as her getting under sub 4,
8 seconds, right?
Is it?
I'm saying she's at least dropping 5 seconds.
I'll say
off.
402. I was gonna say 402.
Yeah.
So fast.
I'm gonna say 4 flat.
If you think about 8 seconds at that speed and what that means on a track, what is that? 170
Yeah.
meters to take off almost.
It's a lot. Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good chunk.
But now she has arrow beads on her
Yeah.
one piece
I saw that. Yeah.
apparel and fancy shoes.
The spikes look pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, are you going to get hooked up with all the gear?
I don't think they're gonna give us what she has. We'll obviously get to see it and
I think
learn
this-
more about it, but
Yeah, I think those spikes are a one-off.
yeah, for sure.
I wonder how fast do you think Kipchoge could do a mile right now?
Right now,
Yeah.
I wonder if he's pacing her. I assume.
You think? I don't think they're going to have Kipchoge out there pacing.
Well, they're gonna have a team of some people.
I would assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not going to be Kipchoge.
It'd be cool if it was though.
It would be.
It looks like they're like very
How fast
close.
was his mile when he's running the sub 2?
Well, didn't he get? Oh, when he ran sub 2, I don't know. But when he was younger, did he get gold in the Olympics, or did he get?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
At was it 1500 or was it a 5K? I can't remember.
I think it was middle distance. Look at me trying to be Sidious Mag.
Yeah.
Believe it was middle distance.
He won 2 gold medals in the marathon. A bronze in the 5,000
I was actually gonna say bronze at first.
and a silver. So I guess it's the 5,000 meters.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty insane.
But yeah, how cool would it be if he was one of the pacers
Well, can you tell me what his pace is for?
for a 5,000 meter?
No, for the sub 2.
Oh, it wasn't that like a 4-minute mile?
I think it was close to that. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't
Wait,
know.
for overall
Yeah.
pace?
It's something insane.
It's
Isn't it like 435,
Yeah, I think it's mid.
440?
Maybe that's more realistic.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks, we are experiencing some web difficulties.
Because a 4-minute mile will put him at.
4 minute, 34 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Robbie just nailed that.
But so
on that.
obviously he could run a 4-minute mile, a 3:59.
I don't know. I don't know.
Right now, though,
Yeah.
I would think he could.
Oh,
but-
that would be another good one. Going sub 4. Who's the oldest person who could go sub 4?
Well, remember Nick Simmons, right? Or no?
There was a guy from Tracksmith who was doing.
Why do I get
Nick
them?
Willis.
Not with Nick Willis. Yeah.
Is he?
Um,
Is he still up for it? Or
No, I
Did he
think
do it this past year?
I don't think he did it this past year, but he did it for 20 years straight,
That's insane.
sub 4.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
At least 20 years. Might have been more than that.
My hips don't work that way.
Yeah.
But while I'm in Paris, you guys will be flying to the other side of the country for a little event called Western States.
Jacuzzi boys.
Jacuzzi boys, Altra boys.
Yeah, so again, like last year, we've rented an Airbnb for the team.
Sleep station
Western States Sleep Station.
with
Sponsor-
Lagoon.
Presented by
pillows
Lagoon.
and pillar.
Yeah, so Lagoon is hooking everyone up with a pillow. You guys
Not
all
everyone.
took the test.
Everyone who's in our sleep station.
Yeah, everyone's
Like,
going
don't
on
be
the trip.
stopping by trying to get a Lagoon pillow.
No, definitely stop by.
Yeah.
I'll
We'll
post
give you
the-
Robbie's.
I'll post the address to my Instagram stories. How is there not a collaboration between Lagoon Pillows and Pillar?
Well, we're making it happen.
How
Yeah,
does
we're bringing
there
it
needs-
together.
There's something there, though.
Yeah.
You know what I also think? You know how they have all their pillows named after animals? Why isn't there a pigeon and a raccoon pillow?
That's a good. That's a very
That's
good, or a
good
shark.
idea.
And a
Yeah.
shark. Ooh,
That's
there's your 3 sleeping styles right there.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like
You guys were all the same thing though when you took
I know.
the
I was
quiz.
gonna say we were
the otter.
otters.
Yeah, I was an otter.
Yeah.
And I think we had 1 fox.
Yeah, Justin Hall.
Justin
I can't
Hall's
remember.
fox.
Was I an otter?
You ought to be an otter.
I don't remember.
You should be.
I don't even know
Yeah.
if I ever took that quiz.
You definitely did.
Did I? Okay.
Okay, but let's just run through your schedule real fast because there's a lot of ways that you can hang out with these nerds if you want to.
And the nerds are Carl Taylor, our new head of the dirt division, and Reese, who is a female dirt division.
She's basically like the lead,
Is she
more or less.
lead female or
Lead female.
And did she take Taylor's spot now that he's been
Yeah.
promoted?
Yeah. But she lives in Colorado as well, so.
And then Carl, who's not from Colorado. You're an East Coast your whole life, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jersey boy.
Yeah. And
I
then
want to pronounce that a little bit better.
Joyzy.
Joyzy, yeah.
boy.
all right. And then who else is out there? Oh, Justin will be there snapping some shots. But we're going to be doing some fun stuff like a Chuck Wagon beer mile.
Yeah, so Thursday, which is June 26th, in the morning, there will be an official shakeout run with Hoka. It'll be at that coffee bar. It's the same spot it was last year. It's like right in the heart of Little Palisades.
If you're
Yeah.
in Palisades, you're going to know where we are. And this year, it's going to be more like a general store.
Yes, that's the vibe that they're going for.
You should have a shootout in the middle of the street.
Okay.
That's not a bad idea.
That's a pretty good idea.
Actually, that's a really good idea.
I feel like a lot of problems in the world could be solved with a good shootout.
We could do like a paintball, Hoka paintball.
Yeah.
Oh no, I think Robbie was talking like
I meant for real.
Yeah, but you couldn't do it
Hoka
the next
9mm
year.
rounds.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah, soft on the inside.
firm on the outside.
Yeah.
Our
just-
firmest shoe yet.
Oh, if you covered yourself in Hoka shoes and then had a shootout and see if it would resist the impact force.
No, I was thinking more like it would be good like a paintball.
That'd be fun. Paintball.
Oh, a Hoka paintball. Yeah, screw
They love the
this.
colors. So I mean,
Why don't we get rid of this Western States run and just have a paintball
Yeah,
tournament?
why are you even doing
Yeah, what are we
running?
Just you should be on horses though when you do it.
Electronic ones?
No, actual horses.
Oh,
I
I
don't
could
want
do
to run
that.
the risk of hitting a horsey. With
Yeah,
yeah.
You'd have Pete all
It's
yeah,
just
over us.
painful.
we'd be shut down super quick.
Okay. It'd be controversial, but you'd get attention.
Or how about this? What if you had to ride another person? So you had to be on someone's shoulders or something.
This feels.
If you want to do that, man, you just say it's you want to do it.
Yeah, that's just for you guys.
Whoa, why are you grouping me into this? I didn't say that.
Yeah, he's going to be too busy in the jacuzzi with Taylor.
Yeah, it's true. We got a lot to talk about. It's been a year.
Anyway, so that's Thursday morning. And then that evening, there is a Chuck Wagon beer mile at 5 p.m.
I did this last year.
You could watch the video on YouTube. The recap video. Still
It's
there.
painful.
Great. It's a great video.
I probably will do it again, even though I probably can't. I may have been last place.
No,
what?
you weren't.
Oh, okay.
There's a couple stragglers behind you.
Look, somebody's got to bring up the back in these beer miles. I can't chug fast. I can't run fast. So it's pretty much just mediocre. Mediocre. But you can see me feel very uncomfortable because trying to drink those beers and run is
Yeah.
yeah. Are you going to do it
And you're
this
at-
year or are you going to film?
I want to film it. It's fun. I got some really good footage.
It's a really fun
Yeah.
atmosphere just to be watching.
And you're at altitude,
Yeah.
which even makes it worse.
Taylor did it too, right? He did like.
Oh, Taylor was a
he
champ.
was like a top.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's Taylor.
But he doesn't
Yeah.
drink normally, which is
I know,
what
and then
makes
he was
it-
very entertaining afterwards.
Oh yeah, we went out to dinner after
Yes.
that. I remember that was a good time.
Turns into Buddy the Elf real quick. After-
Bags of syrup.
yeah. The funny
yeah.
thing is Taylor could eat sugar or drink beer, and in both scenarios would be the same.
Yeah, you're probably right. Reese, I'm hoping we can talk Reese into it then.
I feel like you could.
I feel like she would.
I
Crush
feel like
it
she
well.
can. Yeah, she can hang.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the next day, Friday, is the Hoka High Camp Challenge at 10 a.m. Are you guys doing this? Are
I
you
think
committing
that's
to
it.
Why
it?
not do it?
I think we'll do. I'll
It's
do that.
fun.
Like
You eat pancakes
we
at the
don't.
top.
Do we run the whole time or we will walk most
You
of it? Right.
run, walk, hike.
Bring your
Let's do
headlamps.
it.
Don't forget
That's
your
more or less
headlamps.
what we did.
No, this is 10 a.m.
Yeah,
Oh, this is
it
10
is.
a.m.
Yes.
It
Oh,
is.
it's not.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I'll do, I'll bring the little.
Yeah, that's fine. We
Yeah,
can,
the action cam.
No, this is just a fun
I got
hike.
you.
And
Okay,
then you
okay.
end at, what's
The-
that place called?
It's called the Gondola House.
Whatever that's called. And there's pancakes up there, and it's great. And then you take the gondola down.
The House of Gondola.
Yeah.
I still feel one of the biggest times I've ever been ripped off in my life was paying to go up that gondola.
Well, guess what? Guess
Just
what?
cut the cables for me this time around.
No, this is exciting news.
What?
Yeah, so the next day, which is race morning, normally the only way to get to the escarpment is to
Hike the whole
up
way.
around 3:30 in the morning. But this year,
We are going to be hosting a gondola ride to the top.
Whoa.
So
it'll be free for everyone who RSVPs.
That's
Not only
like
free.
I could tell you that's a $75 value right there.
not only is it going to be free, but we're also going to give you, because it's cold out there, we got little beanies made that say Hoka and Believe in the Run on them. And we got disposable gloves that also say Hoka and Believe in the Run, and then Fly Human Fly. So you can clap and cheer and look all.
Well, you have to take the gloves off to clap, right?
No. These are these
golf claps.
Golf claps.
Golf claps.
Yeah.
Okay.
Second check-in. You know what I love about grit? It's getting in the zone. You don't have to worry about pace. This isn't a race. I mean, you could if you want, like on the leaderboard for people to see your average pace. But for most of us, it's about endurance and getting in those miles. So you can just turn off that part of your brain, collect the miles, don't worry about the pace, and just go long.
All right, this episode is sponsored by Pillar Performance.
And I've been using Pillar now for about 8 weeks, I think. And I have been using the magnesium religiously at night. I really think that it's helping with the sleep. I have all those sleep tracker things, and it seems to be putting me down.
Yeah, I will say I have been taking the magnesium for a few weeks now, and I have noticed that my HRV levels are better than they were before.
I don't even know what HRV is.
Heart rate variability.
Okay.
But yeah, so their whole thing is that once you start taking their supplements frequently and consistently, you will actually see the changes in all of the gadgets that you wear that track all of your markers.
So like before you just had to say, I feel pretty good. This will actually be like, no, there's real data behind it.
Yeah, yeah,
like
you'll
that.
see it in real life.
All right, you do the pill form at night. I like the powder because it gets a little flavor. It's almost like a treat at the end of the night. So I've tried both. There's like a berry flavor and like kind of like a coconutty. I don't know what even the flavor is, but it's also delicious. Like a pina colada right before bed. You'd love it, Robbie.
Yeah, that sounds great.
So if you want to try any of
It's like
these
mama's milk for adults.
delicious supplements, you can head to thefeed.com and use the code BITR for 15% off your first purchase.
But I will tell you, escarpment last year blew me away. Like it was worth getting up at 3 a.m, whatever we did, and hiking to the top, which even Carl, I think, will admit now it was worth it.
So
to get
did
up there.
It passes it passes that little minimum. Like, yeah.
There's been enough time separated since then.
Yeah. This year, though, I'm excited.
So do people just meet you there? Or what?
No, what it is just there's a thin like valley that people have to come up and over at the escarpment.
No.
You
okay.
mean for the gondola?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're
so
gonna-
we're setting up an RSVP page. That was very challenging for me to say. And all you have to do is fill it out and then show up at the gondolas in the morning. It's hard to miss them, I think.
They're right in the main area.
Yeah.
So.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's a ski
Start
village.
line.
If you don't know how to get to a gondola in
I feel
a ski
like
village,
in gondola, that doesn't have anything to do with yodeling, right?
it does.
Okay.
It actually. Before they were like, how far can you hear this yodel? And that's where they set up the gondola to see like how far. And usually
Really?
that's the length of a gondola. It's the yodel
That makes
distance.
sense. I feel like those two things go in. Am I imagining that?
No,
Yeah.
they used to measure distance in yodels.
This is inaccurate. There's no correlation.
Are they the same culture?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
it comes from the Vikings.
Am I imagining Price is Right stuff, or is this like two different things in my head?
Yodeling Swiss, right?
Yeah. Is it part of gondola culture? Can you look that up?
Gondola culture.
There's nothing related.
Maybe the words seem similar. That's what I'm thinking of.
It probably.
That is one of the best games on Price is Right, though, the yodeler.
What song has anybody? There's been songs, rock songs, that they've employed yodeling that have actually worked.
Just the Walmart yodeling kid, that was a big one back a few years ago.
I'm also thinking like, didn't Bjork do anything with yodeling?
I think that's most of her catalog.
Okay, yeah, there we go.
I don't know. Yeah, it seems like an under appreciated art form. Like, I feel like you could remix some yodels like very well.
Yeah. Like if you
Chop 'em
got
up,
Moby.
Yeah, like chop them up and sample them.
Like
Yeah,
I'm saying Moby and Bjork. You know, when I grew up.
yeah. Did it ever seem weird to you how Moby would just take a bunch of like old black spirituals and then just chop them up and make them into techno songs? I don't know. It always seemed weird.
that his choice of
Yeah.
genres.
Like that was pretty much for the Play album is all he used.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know. It sounded cool. I love that album.
I was
by the way.
real into, I guess in college, an album came out. I forget who even did it, but it was like techno stuff. And they used all the Gregorian chants and stuff.
Oh, like Enya or something?
Oh, you know what?
Dude,
I think I think they actually used it in, no, what was the one that they used in Tropic Thunder when they did the church scene where.
I don't remember that.
You know when they did the fake trailers?
Yeah, but I don't remember. I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember the song.
I kind of know what you're talking about with the song, like the Gregorian chants with then there's like the drum beat comes in or whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, what the hell is that?
Oh, yeah, we need to find that out. That sounds cool.
I'm your fire starter.
Yeah, Prodigy back in the day.
Have you watched that video now?
Yeah,
It's ridiculous. Like back then it looked so hardcore and we were like, oh, what is this? This is the edge. And you got to think at the same time Darth Maul is coming out and stuff.
yeah.
So it's like you look at it and I remember how cool I thought that was. And then I was like, it came on. I was like, oh, I'll watch it. And
Centipedes crawling all over stuff. Yeah.
I bet you the Tool one still holds up though.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
The little claymation.
Yeah. There was some good. That was nice that they put a lot of thought into remember the White Stripes Lego one? That was a good one.
Yeah. Fell in love with a girl.
Yeah.
But then they never play that.
I know, right?
Yeah. I get why bands don't do that, but at the same time, come on.
I'm with you. I
saw a band of horses and they didn't play Funeral.
That's ridiculous. I mean,
They're
you're a
not
fan
big
of
enough.
horses.
Yeah.
Like I'm still a big fan of Nada Surf because they've put out some really good albums after their one-hit wonder in the 90s. But I've seen them several times in the last few years, and they still always close with Popular. And I love them for that because that's the song that, like, if you're a general or generic fan, like, that's the song you want to hear. And I love that they close it with that. And it's a fun song. It's a good song. Like,
The one that I hate.
why can't we do that?
Is that Y'all Out Boy plays their
Mr. Brightside?
Mr. Brightside too early.
Too early.
And yeah.
Oh,
we
that
missed
is-
it this past year, right?
No, we got it, but it
we
was
got it.
it was too early. It was like in the beginning and
That needs to be the last song.
You want to be drunk. You want people to be going crazy. Carl to be
mosh pitting.
My usual.
you know what's strange?
to cycle kicks people in the face, windmilling around the mosh pit.
I haven't spoken to Nick from Norda since we surfed him.
Yes, you yeeted him into the crowd.
Yeah, since
Do you think there's a reason?
I'm like, did I do something wrong when I lifted him?
Where was the hand
We
placement?
crowd surfed him. You know.
He asked
Yeah.
you, though.
Oh, he did? He was
wanted-
good with it? All right.
Oh, that's what you told me.
Oh.
You said, yeah, you want to go. You said, lift me up, lift me up.
Oh, okay.
No, I think he was.
I don't know if I had consent.
I'm pretty sure.
You're like, he wanted it.
Well, that's what you told me. Disclaimer there. I don't know.
Yeah.
The fact that you haven't heard from him is a little
Yeah.
concerning.
I mean, I even sent him a friend request on Instagram. He never responded.
Shoot, we didn't get the
Will has been, I know
You
we
didn't
didn't get
get
the
the slides.
OLA.
we didn't get the slides either.
I think we're out.
It sounds like it.
Dude.
Yeah.
Mistakes were made.
All right, well, this year you got to let him lift you up into the crowd,
Yeah.
and it'll all be good.
Oh,
is
man.
Y'all Out Boy going to come to San Antonio? Do you
That's
think?
a good question.
They travel, I'm sure.
I would think so.
Yeah,
It's not that far. I mean, it's far, but not
I
impossible.
mean, don't bands travel? Isn't
They're
that what
like a
bands
cover
do?
band, though. Like,
yeah,
I
but
don't
like
know.
it's Brooks though. I mean,
Yeah, if you have a Brooks budget behind it, I think
I
they'll
think
travel.
they're going to be fine. Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
Back to Western States real fast. So the last thing that you guys are going to do is, well, I don't know if you're going to try and make stops on the way down to the finish line and see some of the race before that.
There's one other spot that people are like, you should go
Forest
to.
Hill, mile 62.
It's kind of crazy when you think about finish lines and ultras. You're like, oh, I have to drive like 3
Right.
hours.
It's going
get
to take
the
me longer to
finish.
drive than some people will run it.
Yeah.
But So I think the first finishers, they said, come in around like 6 or 7 p.m. on Saturday. And then what I'm actually quite jealous of is the golden hour, which is the next morning between 10 and 11 a.m., where it's the last hour that people get an official finish time. Is
it 30 hours?
30 hours, yeah. Which
That'd be cool.
I remember watching it on the live stream last year, and that was emotional from a live stream. I can't imagine what it's going to feel like being there.
That would be cool.
If we can't get tears going, I'm bringing a little canister of cayenne pepper. Just spray it in the corner of the eyes.
Yeah.
Of the athletes as they're crossing the
No,
line.
like Carl and Taylor. And stuff. Yeah, we need more. We need more tears.
Just start playing some Celine Dion,
Yeah.
and you'll be good to go.
That'd be funny if you had a mister and they thought it was just regular, like, you know, at amusement park misters where they have the.
Oh, yeah,
But
yeah.
it's actually just tear gas.
So that to make sure we get the emotion.
And then as soon as you cross the finish line, it looks like they're just having the.
They're throwing up.
Yeah, they're just like, they're doing the whole.
Do a tear gas 100 and see if people sign up.
The tear gas one.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
We should have a Nancy Kerrigan, Tommy Harding.
The kneecap 100.
Yeah, like just like there's somebody in the bushes every once in a while that comes out. Yeah, you better start running. If we catch you walking through this aid station.
I'm surprised they haven't done stuff like that, like put in Burmese tiger traps in the middle of the race.
Actually, you know, it'd be good. Remember those zombie 5Ks?
Mm-hmm.
What if you did that for the entire Western states?
Yeah. Just
Just had people hiding in the bushes and stuff.
It's like live action Resident Evil.
you might go fast. It might actually break some records. You might go faster in
Yeah.
that case. If you can outrun them, you're good.
It's true.
And it's entertaining for the people who've been out there.
Shooting tranquilizer darts at them.
Yeah, 100 miles. You're bored. There's some zombies. That's pretty cool.
That would add a new element if you could get hit by a tranquilizer dart and really slow you down.
Are you talking about hunting people?
It's the most dangerous game. Yeah. I'm surprised. Do you think that's happening anywhere in the world? They have like
People
Oh,
are
yeah.
shooting tranquilizer darts at people?
no, like
They're
for
hunting a
real, for
person.
real.
Oh.
I bet there's a reserve somewhere.
I mean, you've already been on the dark web. Weren't you talking about that last week?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
dude.
bet you can sign up for a.
That's probably
some
how you
stuff
get those
there.
cowboy boots with the splatter on them.
Yeah,
Oh, jeez.
I mean, it's basically the plot of Squid Games, right? You don't
Yeah.
think there's some rich oligarchs over in somewhere in Russia or China that have a property?
No, I don't want to think about that.
Are you talking about Epstein's Island?
I mean, more or less, but
Probably. I mean, there's got to be, right?
I bet
Big world, man. It's a
I bet
big
there's
world.
some stuff like that going on.
I don't like any of this.
All right. Oh, I don't either, but I'm just saying. I'm just postulating whether that's happening.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is a running podcast. So let's talk about if you have to run away from someone, that's running.
Yeah. Well, imagine each participant gets one tranquilizer shot. And so, like, they could take out the competition, but they
To
got to
sh-
catch them.
To fight back.
No, like, each one gets their own tranquilizer dart. You get one shot. Like, say that you're running.
Yeah.
And, like, it looks like Robbie's going to beat me. I could be like, boom.
Oh, in the race, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then get you. But then I'm out of tranquilizer gun.
It's
and-
basically the red shell in Mario Kart.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
But then somebody else could get you once you've spent your.
Wait, the red shell is the one that follows people, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
green
he's-
one just
It's like a
goes straight.
tracking one. Yeah.
Like the heat seeker.
Yeah.
Yeah. The green one's like a.
Useless unless you're right
Yeah, you
behind
have
someone.
to. It's a manual.
It's also good at, like in the ricochets.
Yeah. And then sometimes it hits you instead.
Yeah.
That's always the worst.
Yeah, it is worse.
If you were in this insane scenario of running, what shoe are you wearing for your life?
I mean, you got to go with a fast day, right?
But are you like in grassy areas?
You
I
might
was
need
gonna
Like-
say,
trail.
where is this scenario
yeah.
taking place?
Like, is this a rogue road or are you like in the woods?
I'm going to say the Norda 005 just so we'll get the Norda 008.
Yeah.
Get
Yeah,
back in
man.
the good graces.
I don't want to piss anybody off here.
That would actually be a good choice, I think.
Yeah, because you
Okay.
could do both, right?
Yeah.
You could do road and
It's fast.
You think you can be? Oh, that's a fast shoe. That's a fast trail shoe.
That's the race day.
Okay.
Yeah, the 005.
It's a
Five.
lightweight
Okay.
one.
But it's also kind of a good road shoe trail.
Enough support though for running for your life.
I want the speed, although ankles could be an issue.
Yeah. What about long distance? Because like you're going to be out. Like the Nord is great, but I think I want something with a little more cushion if I'm like running for my life.
I think I'm taking the Mount Coast T1 because you could cut off one of the laces and then strangle your opponent
That's possible.
and still have laces left.
What about you? Got the spares?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would choose a Fast R3 so I could stab them with the pointed.
Oh,
Ooh,
tip.
dude, that's a good
one, right?
call.
You got two of them, so
Shoot, I didn't even think about that.
Look at that.
And you could use that as like a screwdriver, probably like a tool in an emergency if you need to.
it's exactly
Wait,
yeah, you have
what's
like
he
the
using?
world's largest screw.
The blade on the front of the Fast R.
Oh, that's good.
yeah, the little tip. Yeah,
Plus, if you need to eat, like if you found some ice cream or something.
A spoon.
It's
Yeah,
basically
you
a
can use it
multi
as
tool.
spoon, yeah.
I mean, it really
honestly,
is.
it's a Swiss Army knife of
It really is.
running survival.
We
So,
call shoes a Swiss Army knife for the versatility. I mean, that's a true
yeah.
Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, you could take off the rubber tip, sharpen it.
That's what I'm saying.
Dude, there's a lot. That's
Lots-
actually a
lots of
good
combo.
call. You want a carbon fiber plate in a survival situation.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't have to run super fast, just faster than the people next to you.
Yeah, and it's a fast shoe too. So.
That's interesting.
The only problem is as soon as you go off road in that, you're dead.
Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like if you had to like take a quick turn. I loved it. Someone sent a video of a guy getting away on a scooter from a cop. It was the funniest thing ever because the cop car is chasing it and he just keeps doing these little turns.
Oh,
And
he
so
can't keep up.
finally, the cop just gets out of the car. And I have to say, the cop had wheels.
Whoa.
But the guy was just doing the steady scooter thing. The cop's like flying after him and he's almost getting him.
Wow.
And
I
then
think I saw that video. It's like through a park, like an
yeah.
apartment complex or
Yeah.
something. Yeah, and he's just going all around, and the cops just shake like, dude.
Who's filming this?
Some guy in the apartment. It's
Yeah.
like it was like
Oh.
a housing
Okay,
complex.
this brings
or
up-
something.
it was the best because the scooter guy didn't look like panicked or anything.
No, he was just chilling,
"Doo-doo-doo," and the cops coming after him.
This brings up my whole point again. Why do police departments not have e-bikes?
They do.
Like
Don't they?
fast governor off e-bikes, not motorcycles, just e-bikes. It solves all the problems.
So like a little electric motorcycle is what you're saying.
Yeah, but like more
Or should
more
they be
manu-
on those one wheel things?
more maneuver? More, if
They do use those. Those are embarrassing.
The cops?
Yeah.
I don't think they do.
Or security
They
guards
use
do.
no that
Yeah.
you're
talking about the Segways.
You're talking about
Segways.
Segways.
Yeah,
I'm
well-
talking about just that little wheel.
That's the little wheel.
You haven't seen the people and just like it's just
It's
a
one
wheel.
wheel, right?
Yeah.
Like, they're
It's the
sitting
one
on
wheel.
opposite
Isn't that a
ends.
Segway?
No,
No.
It's like
different.
Segway Light. It's
I think
like
Segway does make some models of the one wheels, but I think the company is called One Wheel, right?
It probably is. My kids wanted one, and then I looked at the price, and I was like,
It's
no.
ridiculous.
Yeah, $1,000 for a wheel.
Whoa.
Are the- Is that the Ultra of wheeled vehicles?
Because it's foot shape.
No, it's because like if someone's riding a one wheel,
my gosh.
can you respect them?
Okay, do you think Altra's stealing the campaign from Puma?
I thought there was definitely some uncanny similarities.
Like I could understand, even if Altra came up with that before the Puma campaign.
because what is it? Not Run Wild, but that's a Puma
Basically,
one.
it's like Trip
Go
Out.
Wild.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm pretty sure Wild's in the name.
Yeah, but I'm like, okay, even if we came up with an idea, and this has happened to us before, we have an idea
experience a new high is
There you
Altra's thing.
And the runners, what
Yeah.
was the Puma thing? I don't know. But they
Well, yeah, their slogan was "Go Wild,"
but it's like
because I got high.
it's
Yeah.
like yeah, and even if you had that, like we've had ideas for promotions on stuff, and then somebody else does something similar, and we're like, crap, we got to rethink that. We don't want to look
Right.
like we're just uncreative.
yeah, but
So
they
even
already
if-
created all those assets and branding
I mean,
materials.
no,
like,
the Puma thing came out. What was that? The beginning of the year,
No, it was right before Boston Marathon
Yeah.
week.
Yeah.
right? But they had it
They had it
bucketed
all
and stuff.
Shot and yeah.
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 I think the campaign came out a little bit before Boston. Yeah, but that's April. This one just launched in June. Like even if you had that, I would be like, hey, we got to scrap this. We
Gotta
can't.
pivot at least.
We can't look like we're just taking the exact campaign.
Yeah, I'm on the page now. Yeah, it's definitely, I don't know, it's kind of approved for recreational use.
Yeah.
Running is dope. Yeah, it's kind of
It's
hitting the same vibe.
It's honestly a little bit. I feel like first off that brands have done this before because it's such a low hanging fruit. Runners high. I get
Yeah.
it. Like
yeah.
where that even when Puma was doing it, I was like, this has kind of been done before. But they
did
took
it
it up
well.
a level, did it well.
They did it they put a spin on it.
Having the Afro
Afro Man
Man
beat
song
the
was
song.
huge, but Yeah, so I feel like, I don't know. It just doesn't, it seems a little bit uncreative to me. For the Ultra version of it.
Oh, that yeah.
Yeah.
I probably would have tried, like if I was their marketing, I would have been like, look, it's already been out there. We look like we're just jumping on.
Yeah.
I just take it to the next level and just do Shrooms acid trip.
Or just start selling drugs
Yeah.
and get out of the shoe.
There's enough padding inside for you to put everything.
I'm trying to figure out what Ultra is doing because they're doing a lot of fashion collabs and stuff like that, which is, I don't know if it's catching on or
Are they foot shaped?
I think to some degree still. But
I mean, Birkenstocks have made it into fashion.
yeah, but that's,
It's also like classic
More
1970s,
timeless.
like hippie
yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
I just don't know. I mean, and we've seen weird things like Vibram Five Fingers into some high fashion type
Yeah,
stuff.
that didn't go over so hot.
It's
though.
still, but it never sticks around.
No. I think all the companies are seeing what like New Balance is doing and Asics is doing, and they're like, we got to get that casual money.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense, I guess.
But it does make sense if you're a legacy brand that's been around for, over 20 years, and you have you can go back and pull stuff out of stock and be like,
Yeah, but if someone's like a huge Altra person, they love their shoes, and then you want to be casually wearing gear, they'll
you
probably...
already don't care about fashion though if you're wearing Altra. So
fair.
it's like you've given up. That'd be like saying the Monarch guys are all like, oh damn, look at these new fresh Monarchs.
That's the problem, though. It'd be fine if they were a private company because you can just ride that wave kind of forever. Maybe not going to see huge growth, but once you become a public company and you have shareholders, then you're just trying crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And
Well, also their logos always looked like clip art.
I hate their logo. I never want to say it, but I hate their logo. It's
It's
almost as
bad.
bad as a Skechers logo.
There's another outdoor brand that has a very similar logo too, so it's not like even original.
Yeah.
And
Who?
it's like there's another one. If I looked at all the outdoor,
Okay.
it's like an apparel company,
Okay.
but
Gymshark?
no, yeah, that's another logo I don't like.
Yeah. Same.
It's
Yeah, I mean, sorry to the designer of the logo, but
it was probably one of the founders.
It's Brian.
It was Gold
I
or Brian.
apologize.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Yeah.
I do, and here's the thing.
I know
it,
they,
sound-
like, more-
it sounds like we hate on Altra all the time. It's not that we hate on Altra, but it's just it's not. You know how some brands resonate with you and some don't?
Yeah.
And for me, the brand has yet to really resonate with me.
Yeah, and I don't mind. Like I was saying, I think it's cool that they have a customer base that's loyal and dedicated. But once they got bought out, they started trying to mass appeal, and then that kind of watered down the product, and then it just, I just feel like it doesn't. I don't know.
Well, I mean, as long as we're talking about them, we had them on when they started doing the 4mm drop, and their whole thing was zero drop.
Right.
Which then you get into this point where you're like, okay, yeah, we need to sell more shoes. Not everybody wants zero drop. Let's do a drop shoe. But the shoe they came out with was real rough. Like it was.
I think everyone knows, including themselves, that it was a very bad attempt. The midsole was bad. The whole thing was bad. Was it the experience or they called it something else at the time, Via Olympus and
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that, man, I don't know.
I mean, right now, foams are everything.
Yeah.
And if you're going to put out a shoe and change like your whole dynamics, I would put everything into that shoe and be like, this is we're really coming in.
Right. If you're introducing something new. Yeah.
Well, so I was looking at an email I got from their marketing team, and they basically said that, like, they want to focus on, I don't think this is private information, but they're kind of focusing on getting away from the good for zero drop shoes, and they said they just want to be known as good shoes. So I think they're like really trying to lean away from that.
Well, remember they were getting away from zero drop and trying to call it balanced.
Yeah, I remember that.
Right.
This is, to me, it is important to use language, But to me, like when you start changing, like unhoused, they're not homeless, they're unhoused. It's like, come on, we know what that means.
It's right. Everyone knows. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's and that's
it
seems
doesn't
to be-
change my perception. It's
No,
just, it's just
and it's
saying-
happening rampantly right
Right.
now. Like anytime somebody doesn't like
Yeah,
the connotations around a situation, they just change the words.
it's the malleability of the English language,
Yeah.
I guess.
Final check-in. All right. You can tell I'm all pumped up for grit in this one, but man, I get pumped up for it. I'm looking forward to it. And I'm hoping that Robbie and Megan will play along with me in the dice game to see how far we're running. And we could get some fun mileage in. Maybe we'll even rope Carl into it. So if you want to see us determine our miles by the roll of the dice, let us know. Leave a comment. Otherwise, enjoy your run.
But yeah, zero drop balanced. I'm sure there'll be another thing in a year.
Yeah.
Anyways, and then nobody still knows what responsive means.
Bouncy.
But we say it.
I think you know what it means.
Bouncy.
It's one of those words you know it when you
Feel
know
it.
it, but you doesn't have a real definition. You think it means bouncy?
Yeah.
I don't think it means bouncy.
Like the foam gives back. Like it's
Resilient.
So this is what I mean. Stop trying to explain it. You just
Okay.
It's just you know it when you know it.
Responsive. Yeah.
Yeah. Responsive to me is the feeling that when you pick up the pace or, you slow down, the dynamic of the shoe changes. So like maybe I'm running
It responds to what
slower.
you're doing.
Yeah. So if I'm running slower, it's a comfortable shoe. But when I start to pick up the pace or, get into intervals or something like that, the shoe comes with me rather than feeling like I'm fighting against
That's
it.
fair. I kind of agree with that. Do you agree with that, Meg?
Yeah, and I feel like today's world, most shoes are responsive, like because the foams have gotten so good. But
I
every
disagree.
once in a while, I feel like there's a shoe where I'm like, this feels flat.
Yeah. But, okay, so some of the shoes that you love, like the Bondi. To me, the Bondi isn't responsive. The Bondi is a soft cushion, plush ride.
Right.
That isn't responsive. And watch, I probably said the foam was responsive in the fact that when
Roll
you,
the tape.
Well, when you land in it, you feel the cush and you feel a bounce back. But in the performance realm, it's not responsive to me in the fact that if I start to pick up the pace, I start feeling like I'm working against the shoe. Now you don't feel that way in that shoe.
Yeah. I would call it less responsive than some other shoes. Like the two that we were going to talk about today are both very responsive, I would say.
Great segue.
Thanks.
Yeah, to a degree. But I think these again fall into that max cushion.
They're super trainers.
Yeah.
For the listeners out there, we have two shoes on the table.
Thank God, Carl.
Something that we haven't done. Right?
Oh, yeah. We don't normally do this. We're going to do a between two shoes
On the drop.
on the
Oh, I
drop.
was actually wondering what we were doing.
Yeah.
Well, we just posted a full review of the Mizuno Neo Vista 2. And a lot of the not a lot, maybe there's like two
I
or
haven't
three.
written mine. I got to write it.
We're
the
asking
video.
if you were choosing between this shoe and the Brooks Hyperion Max 3.
Or the
what would-
Glycerin Max.
What would you choose? And I feel like these two are very comparable. I was trying to remember though, how much is the Brooks shoe?
I think it's also 200.
That's what I thought.
I replaced the laces in my
Or
Brooks
maybe,
shoe.
maybe I think Glycerin Max.
You
might-
changed them?
Yeah, they weren't long enough.
200.
Yeah.
I can see that.
And so I had a pair of the sawtooth laces that Robbie loves.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
Wait, they match it perfectly.
I know, right?
They look good,
They
yeah.
were from the Puma Fast R.
Yes.
You know how they give you an extra pair of laces?
Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah, so I just dropped those in for Global Running Day because I wore this. Global Running Day, though, changed my feeling about the shoe.
Really?
Yeah,
In what way?
in a negative way.
Uh-oh.
Well, you and I both kind of experienced the same thing. But here's the thing. Global Running Day for the event, we went to it at like 4:30 p.m. My point is to say that we were in these shoes for like 5 or 6 hours. And we were running for 90 minutes of it. So I just think it was a long time to be in the shoes that have a carbon fiber plate and more of an aggressive.
Is this carbon fiber or just a
I
plastic?
think it's just a
or plastic
TPU.
plate?
Here's what happened. So the next day, my feet were shot, and I think it's a combination of the shoe stack and I guess maybe some of the standing around in it as well. But like my feet were banged up, and I haven't felt that way in a long time. And like even when we go do a marathon, we'll wear that shoe the whole day, and then we're
Walk 5 miles out of the New York City finish line corral.
exactly. And I've been fine. Like the Adidas Pro 3, that one year I ran Boston in that, I thought my feet felt great. I went out partying in those shoes.
What about just running in it though?
Running, it's nice. I think it has it, but I do it. What was going on was I don't think the support, even with the plate, was enough for what we were doing. I don't know. I loved the shoe when we did the review. After the Global Running Day, I wasn't as high on it.
I like the last version better, but it feels too much like a SC Trainer V1 to me but it seemed like
The Brooks shoe?
Yeah, but it's like meant to go faster. I
We
just don't feel
got to make a note here. Robbe, and this is part of the problem with the Mizuno Neo Vista. Robbe got the Neo Vista 2.
Right. Oh, but it was the sizing was. It wasn't that the sizing was that off from the toe. It was a little big, but the upper felt very like even when I cinched it down, it was
Too
Voluminous.
loose.
folding itself over. And I was like, I can't wear this, so I gave it to Ryan, our other
And
reviewer, who's
he's
a little
digging
bit,
it.
Yeah, he has a little bit bigger foot size than me. Although sometimes we wear the same shoe. So
I would almost ask Mizuno to send me another pair to see the sizing difference, but I don't. I feel like I've gotten everything I need to get out of the shoe.
I've read on some other forums about this shoe that people have gone a whole size down in it.
and been fine.
Yeah, or they just said that they had to go a whole size down for it to fit.
Well, that would be interesting because it's a light shoe for as much stack as you get. I think mine's 10 ounces flat. So like if I went down a full size, I'd probably be under 10 ounces for a shoe with this much cush.
What's the heel on it? Do you know?
45 and a half.
Yeah.
45.5.
Sorry, 44 and a half
44.5.
and 36.5.
Another petition: do away
8
with the
millimeter
half
drops.
measurements.
I keep saying
Nobody
that
cares.
too.
It's just the Japanese and the Germans.
Is it?
Yeah, the Germans and the Japanese are very precise.
Yeah.
But
It
so-
does the same thing. Sometimes.
Like if an American made it, it'd be like, it's like 45.
Like he's like, we're not even gonna tell.
Yeah. Well, if you're not happy with that, throw a dime under the insole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But both shoes are similar in that sense. So the Brooks has 46 millimeter heel, 40 millimeter forefoot. So 6 millimeter drop versus 8 millimeter drop. They both have a dual density midsole. They both have a plate. They're both fall under that super trainer category, and they're both $200.
Mizuno is definitely softer though, right?
Yes.
That was
Yeah.
going to be like, I think that's the key difference for me, and I think it comes down to preference because I don't know that I would say one is better than the
I
other
would.
one. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. I like the ride of the Neo Vista 2 is exceptional. I think it's one of the most fun max cushion shoes that I've had the pleasure of running in this year. However, upper and sizing, it's off. But even with that, I'd still go with this over the Hyperion Max.
Yeah.
Because I just really love this bounce and this feeling underfoot.
Is that your feeling?
Yeah, it's tough because I really do like the Brooks Hyperion Max 3, but it is definitely a firmer underfoot feeling. Whereas I feel like the Mizuno you could wear all day, and I probably wouldn't have had that foot pain like we did with the Brooks.
It's unstable when you're just walking around, though.
The Mizuno?
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's fine.
Yeah. For me, it's like when I was wearing it in this morning, and when I was just walking here, I'm like, blip, blip, blip.
But what about the Glycer Max?
Stability wise?
And just compare it to the Neo Vista, because I feel like that might be a more fair comparison, maybe.
Between 3 shoes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd still probably take the Mizuno.
Oh, wow.
But the Glycerin Max is maybe more comparable in the sense it's that softer,
That's what I mean.
Right.
yeah, like squishier
This is
ride.
well, it doesn't have a plate.
I think that would be
Right.
the other thing is like if you don't want a plate, go Glycerin Max. If you do want a plate, go Mizuno. But they're both really great shoes.
This is the sad thing for this shoe is I really, really, really like running in this shoe. I really love the cushioning underfoot.
For the Neo Vista.
Yeah, and if this Neo Vista fit properly, this would probably be one of the top shoes this year.
That's what I said in my review. This is like, it's unfortunate that it didn't fit you guys and it fit me so well because I wear this shoe whenever I'm not reviewing a shoe.
Oh, wow.
Maybe
I love it.
Maybe I should ask to see if we
To
can
get a half size down.
a half
Yeah, maybe
size or a full size
maybe
down.
I should too, actually. That would make sense.
Yeah, why don't we do it? Because I think they're going to miss out. Like, I'm going to give this a not. I gave it a yellow in the video review,
Yeah.
based mostly on
The sizing.
the sloppiness of the upper, and we put on the Neo Vista side by side with it
You could visually see like the saggy, baggy parts of the upper.
versus the last year's one fit really nicely.
Yeah, it was locked.
That's the problem with knit, though. If you have a knit upper, you're taking some risks.
Well,
What
and I
changed
think-
between this and that?
But so the last one they said was more sock like, and I think that was too constricting for some people, so they wanted to
That's
open
the
it
whole
up.
point of a knit upper. It has to be sock-like, or else it doesn't work.
I think this one works great.
So is
I
this
don't know.
bag like?
But it was. But that's for you.
Yeah,
That did you feel? Well, you also have a wider foot.
I have a wider foot and prefer a roomier.
I wonder.
toe box
Did
and
Jared
Weisberg?
Jared Weisberg get these?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't.
I should save these now for him, and because he's got that big wide foot.
True. You should.
Maybe he'd try this and he'd be like, "This is amazing."
Yeah, he'd love that shoe.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. We should probably check out
then-
a different size.
Yeah, why don't we do that? Because that'll make a big difference for this shoe. The fun factor, and it is. I was really surprised because we do the CDL run on Fridays, and normally it's a very mellow paced run. Like with it's a conversation. It's the slowest, faster bastards run there is. It's very conversational pace. It's nice early morning Fridays, and I felt like I was running really slow because the shoe is soft and it's cushy and it bounces. And the paces were, I was actually faster than I thought we were going.
Yeah, nice.
So it has like a little bit of a weirdness in the fact that of the Max Cushion shoes, I usually can't pick up the pace in it. This one, I think it's the way the rocker is
And surprisingly not that
and the
heavy.
bounce. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. So if I can go down and save some more weight, it might change the shoe for me.
It's a winner. I love it.
So between the Brooks and this one, which one were you going with?
I think I would go with Mizuno. Neo Vista too.
All right.
So Neo Zen you loved?
Yeah.
Neo Vista 2 you love?
Yeah.
Is there any other shoe that's come out from them that you like?
They are coming out with
Haven't
another-
gotten along with their race
I think like
shoes.
the Wave Rider, the newest Wave Rider is coming
Oh,
out.
jeez. Is it good?
I think it's. I don't know. You want to find out?
No.
I mean, they're on a hot streak.
True.
might-
It's the Wave Rider.
Maybe it's the.
These are new shoes from Mizuno. These came out of newness.
Well, yeah, true. But the Brooks, I feel like did a good job with their
Yeah, they just
Boring
totally
shoes.
changed them.
glycerin's pretty solid now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd try the Wave Rider this time.
All right. I gotta submit that today. So
All
Yeah,
right.
I mean, Carl, did I give you did you get a pair of the New Balance SC Elite V5?
Yeah.
No, I did. I technically did,
yeah.
but it was the wrong size, so I gave that to Ryan because I got a size 8.
Okay. So I do have,
The-
I have the one pair I ran London in, and then I have a pair in a box that I haven't used. It's in the proper colorway.
Oh, right. Yeah, like the same one that I gave to Ryan, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you want those?
Yes.
Okay. Because I was like, I can't remember if Carl had these or not. And then
Yeah,
I
that was a
like-
weird thing.
Because I would wear them, but I'm like, yeah, if Carl hasn't had them, I'd like you to try them.
Yeah, I'd love to try them because I've tried every other New Balance shoe, so it's good to have the full catalog.
So what's really nice is last time we went out, we had to pack for 2 different brands when we went to Western States.
Yeah, I'm happy that.
This year, it's one brand.
Yep.
That just means one road shoe, one trail shoe.
Yep.
There you go.
We're good to
Great.
go.
It's gonna be
Nice.
beautiful. I'm excited.
All right.
I think I know what road shoe I'm bringing.
Which one?
Well, we just got the Rocket X3, so
Nice.
that'll be it.
Showing up to the shakeout run
good
and
one.
Rocket X.
No,
Under
that'll be the
embargo.
Mafate X.
Did we get that? Oh, Mafate X. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one we'll be wearing for
Oh,
Western
sweet.
States.
Awesome. Nice. Sick.
All right. We're good?
Yeah, I think
That's it?
Anything
Yeah,
else?
Man, that was fast.
I know. I gotta get out of
I
here.
think I was. Yeah.
Where are you going?
I got a doctor's appointment
Okay.
Gotta-
In Jersey?
in Jersey.
All right, cool.
Is it?
No, it's half an hour away.
It's like that.
It's in Sparks, Glencoe area.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a horse doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting a
Got to
little-
get that ketamine.
Yeah, dude.
All right.
Okay.
Cool. Well, we'll see you later.
Yeah.
Hi, Ma.
Hi, Robin.
Got my laces tied. My trusty podcast by my side. If you wanna tuck run, it's the place to be. Yeah, it's the drop. DROP.